This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Easthampton City Council Finance Committee meeting for November 26, 2025. Everyone's here. I did see that Councilor Coniff sent minutes for the last meeting, so should we approve those? I guess you'd have to abstain, but I'd make a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Sorry.
Yeah, but okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. So I think the only thing we've got for new business is this item about the second resolution related to the All Wheels Park. Is that correct, John? Or yeah, that is correct. John, do you want to talk at all about that, or?
Oh, you're muted, John.
Sorry about that. I think we've beat it to death here, but as part of the grants, both the land water conservation and the park grant, the city has to say they will front the money and pay for the project, and it's reimbursable. For the land water conservation funds, we have a matching 50-50 match with CPA in the federal grant. For that project, for the skate park, it's $425 from the park grant. They have CPA money and then $75,000 remaining that they're going to do fundraising for. They have secured a 501c3 to do their fundraising, so they're going to start very soon on their fundraising efforts.
Okay, great. So
and there's a deadline of the end of December to have all my paperwork into the state and federal government. That's why we're kind of pushing this along and getting in the public hearing for next week.
Yes. So at a previous meeting, we already approved the resolution for the spray park. So we're good there. We've got a public hearing scheduled for that for both of them in a week. We'll just need to go over the resolution for the All Wheels Park and approve that so that we can have that there for the December meeting as well. So I've got let's see.
And the resolution and draft vote both need to be approved. Because the draft vote is actually the more important piece.
Okay, so here's the. Okay, yeah, right. So right. So we did both of those for the. So let's go over both of these real quick. So there's a resolution right here. I guess we can.
Do we need to read both of these into the record?
I guess we probably do. So we might as well just do that. I'll just go ahead and read these both into the record, and then we can do that to recommend to the full council. Okay, so let's see. Let's start with so here's a Park Easthampton All Wheels Park City Council resolution. A resolution to file and accept grants with and from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Executive Office of Energy and Environmental Affairs for the parkland acquisitions and renovations for communities grant program for the Easthampton All Wheels Park, whereas the Millside Park is a community-wide asset providing outdoor recreation to city residents and residents of surrounding communities, and has been identified as a critical city resource for upgrades by the city's 2021 Open Space and Recreation Plan, whereas Millside Park is dedicated to park and recreation purposes under MGL Chapter 45, Section 3. And the city is working to add an all-wheels park as a portion of the Millside city-owned parcel, whereas to meet said appropriation with funds transferred and or borrowed in accordance with MGL Chapter 293, the Community Preservation Act, and to authorize the treasurer with the approval of the city council to issue any bonds or notes that may be necessary for that purpose as authorized by MGL Chapter 44 or any other enabling authority. Whereas the Parks Director be authorized to file on behalf of the City of Easthampton the park grant application. Whereas this Easthampton All-Wheels Park will cost $750,000, of which the city shall appropriate the full amount of $750,000. Now therefore be it resolved that the mayor or his or her designee be and is hereby authorized to file and accept grants from the Executive Office of Energy and Environmental Affairs, and that the mayor and his or her designee be and is hereby authorized to take such other actions as are necessary to carry out the purposes and conditions of this grant to be administered by the Parks and Recreation Department or other city officials, and that this resolution shall take effect upon passage. Any thoughts there? Questions?
Should there be a semicolon at the end of the second whereas passage? How important is that? Future reference.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, well, all right, I guess I'd entertain a motion to amend it to add a semicolon there.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Also, I don't know if this is a point, but two whereases down, you read it as whereas the Parks Director, but it says that, so I just want to make sure that wasn't a reading on your, I mean, it looks like it should be that, but
Okay. Wait, so two whereases down.
right there,
That, the park director.
the
whereas-
authorized.
Okay,
Yeah, I think that was a misreading, but I want to make sure that sometimes we correct things in our head as we're
Right.
reading, and so I just want to make sure that, but I think that's correct as it's written.
okay, yep, that looks good to me. I'd entertain a motion to recommend this resolution of the full council.
So moved?
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Can I
Okay.
ask a procedural question?
Yeah.
Do these, so for this particular instance, like, was this written by Parks and Rec and then sent along to us for
Yes.
consideration?
So this is just what they believe the legal language needs to be to.
It gets approved by the state first. So I submit this to the grant director for the state, and then they make sure it has all the proper references to Mass General Law, and they approve it. Then they send it back to me, and then I send it off after that.
Great, thank you.
Okay. Well, if the state's good enough for the state, it's good enough for me. All right. And then down here we have the draft vote. So this would be a motion we would be recommending to see if the city will vote. So I guess there would be a motion that the city will vote to raise, borrow, and or appropriate $750,000 to pay for the Easthampton All-Wheels Park on a portion of land known as Millside Park, to be managed and controlled by the city's Parks and Recreation Department in accordance with Chapter 45, Section 3, for active recreation purposes, and to meet said appropriation, the treasurer, with the approval of the mayor or designee, is authorized to borrow $750,000 to pay the cost of the project in accordance with Chapter 44, Section 7, and/or Chapter 44B, Section 11, and/or any other enabling authority, and issue bonds or notes of the city, and that the mayor or their designee be authorized to file on behalf of the city of Easthampton any and all applications deemed necessary under the park grant or any other application for funds in any way connected with the scope of this project, and the mayor or their designee be authorized to enter into all agreements and execute any and all instruments, including the conveyance of a perpetual conservation restriction in accordance with MGL Chapter 184 as required by Section 12A of Chapter 44B or Chapter 239, Section 10 of the Acts of 1998 as amended.
That was a motion.
So I would entertain a motion to recommend this vote to the full council.
We're catching your language. You said 239, I think. It's 293.
293,
You
yeah,
didn't misread.
293. I stand corrected, but as written up there, notwithstanding any misreadings I may have made.
You can move.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
I'd like to say
Yes.
something, actually. Just back to John. I know that this has been a kind of a very long process, and there's been a lot of community input in this and a lot of community organizing and a number of discussions that happened with the Parks Commission. So I just want to thank you for all the work that you put into this, personally and collectively, and the efforts that you made to work with the community to make this happen. I know that people were really very passionate about this, and so the fact that here we are kind of on the precipice of moving forward with this is, I think, very exciting for the people who put efforts into this, and I'm excited for all the young people and families and adults who will have access to this. So thank you very much for everything you did on this.
Thank you, no problem. All part of the day's work at Parks and Rec.
Yep,
Whatever we got to do to get the job done, we do.
absolutely.
All right. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
I don't think there's any new business. I haven't heard anything about any of the old business, so.
Thank you.
I would Thank you, John.
John.
I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.